So there's only a few different ways that what's described here can happen. A circle with center MN touches the x-axis at one point and the y-axis at one point. So first let's draw this, right? What does it look like when a circle touches the x-axis and the y-axis at exactly one point? Well, it's going to look like this, right? Or this. Or this. Or this, right? So there's 4 ways it can happen. And for each of these, what needs to happen is that your centers, right? So I'm just going to plug in, we're going to use 3, right? So your centers can be 3, 3. You could have negative 3, 3 over here. You could have negative 3, negative 3 over here. Or you could have 3, negative 3 over here, right? That's got to be true, right? Because the center needs to be equidistant from the axes for this to be true, for your circles to be tangent to the axes, which is the same as saying they touch at exactly one point. So which of the following must be true? M plus N equals 0. Well, that's true in the second quadrant and the fourth quadrant, but it's certainly not true in the first or third quadrant, right? So we cross off A. And if you don't know what I'm talking about with quadrants, that just means up here is the first quadrant, here's the second quadrant. You don't need this for the SAT, but just for clarity of explaining this question, there's the third quadrant, and here's the fourth quadrant. All right, so the first and third quadrants are when M and N are equal to each other. That is not true in the second and fourth quadrants. C, M minus N equals 0. Well, that's true. That's actually the exact same thing as saying M equals N, right? If you add N to both sides of this equation, you get M equals N. So we've already said that's not true. Mn equals M squared. Again, that is only true when M equals N, which is true sometimes, right? It could be true in the first quadrant and the third quadrant, but is not true in the second or the fourth. So D, we also cross out. E, absolute value of M equals absolute value of N. Well, the minute you drew this out and made the realization that you could have 3, 3 or negative 3, 3, you probably gravitated towards this answer. The absolute values of the center coordinates need to be equal for a circle to be tangent to both axes. Okay, settled that one.